Hello and welcome. Thanks for being here for the Sacred Pause. We're working still with the Rose Oracle, but the news on the street is that a new deck is arriving very soon, probably tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. As much as I really do love the Rose Oracle, I love the artwork. I just love how soft and effervescent and illuminated it is. However, I love the artwork of this new deck that's coming, probably just as much, and it's very different. So I look forward to that either tomorrow or maybe Tuesday. We'll see. All right, so I hope everyone is having a good day. This is Sunday, so I hope you're having a relaxing, peaceful day, and that this supports that time or day of rest, if this is what that is for you, if Sundays are a rest day for you, then I hope that this is a nice little addition to that. So why don't we go ahead and just begin? So go ahead and just close your eyes. Connect to the breath as we do. Dropping down. And I'm going to invite you just to allow the breath to absorb you. We work with this a little bit in the elemental alchemy. So I'm going to invite you just to, as you watch the breath, allow yourself to be absorbed into it. Allow it to be somewhat hypnotic as it pulls your energy in, right? It just invites you into a deeper space and place. It's drawing you in on the inhalation. It drops you down into your own sacred center on the exhalation. And just simply watch the breath, feel it, sense it, listen to the gentle whisper as it flows in and releases down. And notice that the more that you drop down into your own quietude, the less need you have in this moment for anything outside of you. It's amazing what happens the more acclimated we get within our own center. It shifts what our relationship to needs and wants are. Hence, simplifying life in many ways. Lessening our suffering, our distractions, anxieties, and allows us to know that there is a reality much deeper than that. And it is connected with our soul presence. And in there, there's peace, clear seeing, stability, deeper wisdom and knowing. Calmness. Stability embodied. So as you just keep dropping in and allowing yourself to gently surrender, I am going to choose a card, or rather the card is choosing us for today. Oh, Miashia Tia Laya Ni Ti Siani, little light language. to help soothe and guide, support. Keep dropping down, just receiving the light and receiving you. So today we got the card of the Thorn. I'm going to show it to you as I find it here in the book. The Thorn. So if you'd like just to softly gaze, you can stay inward. The Thorn. You can see the beautiful artwork. See how it speaks to you. What does this begin to say to you? And the key words are protection, boundaries, clear communication. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. Is there an area in your life where this is calling to you? Is there an area in your life where someone is feeling that they need boundaries or protection or clear communication with and from you? Right? It's just as important to receive and understand our own needs, but also that of others. So if you're ready to just return back inward, connecting to your breath, letting yourself just soften into the message. The rose is the queen of all flowers. Her soft and often fragrant bloom takes our breath away from near and far. A bridge between heaven and earth, she has the capacity to act as a portal to our true selves and call our soul more fully into our body. She leaves us in awe, allowing us to experience heaven on earth for a very precious moment. But the rose is not all gentle and soft. In fact, most roses are armored with spiky thorns and prickles of various shapes and sizes. These sharp protectors act like knights defending their queen, clearly setting the necessary boundary and conditions for her to do what she was born to do. We too are like the rose. So often we don't get taught how important clear communication and loving boundaries are to our relationships. When we're not clear on our needs, we don't communicate them. When we don't take responsibility for them, it's impossible for others to give us what we need. This often results in a breakdown in the relationship. Communicating our needs and establishing our boundaries allows not just us to feel safe, but those we are in relationship with to feel safe too. This card delivers the message of the importance of clear communication, boundaries, and taking responsibility for our needs. To be clear with others, we must first be clear with ourselves, and then communicate this to our loved ones and the world. So just feel into that. How do you receive clear communication from others? How do you offer clear communication? Clear communication in itself will oftentimes speak to what our needs and our boundaries actually are. If we're truly listening to another, and if we're truly speaking from our own depth of deep understanding and self-knowing, that can come through effortlessly with deep connection, where we stay in connection to ourselves and to the other. So just breathe that in. We're taking responsibility for ourselves and allowing others to take responsibility for themselves, or not, right? But their actions are not our responsibility. So feel into that. The rose inquires from you, what loving boundaries are you being called to establish? Is there anything that comes up for you? And how are you being called to communicate clearly to those you are in a relationship with? So just sense. And this is a great time, right, to just inquire within, listen within. There are many layers here to this very simple teaching. This card speaks to our emotional intelligence and our embodied intelligence, our maturation on these levels, our ways of being able to remain anchored in our own self, regardless of what is happening outside and in our close relationships. When we are able to receive what the needs are from others lovingly and respectfully, and not enmeshing or taking it personal, that becomes an energetic sovereignty, we can say, allowing the other person to be in their truth and sovereignty, even if it doesn't agree with us, even if we perceive that somehow we're not getting our needs met. And it allows us to go deeper into our sovereignty. Healthy relationships are built on a consistent growth in these higher expressions of relationship, of sacred relationship, sacred partnership. When we are able to separate energetically, even though we're probably deeply connected, to separate ourselves from another and allow each to be responsible for their own experience. And as we do this, intimacy grows. Because when we allow one another to enter into their own self-responsibility, we're also allowing a greater window for deeper communication to actually take place. Deeper intimacy, deeper understanding, deeper respect, deeper honoring of both self and other. So the thorns don't have to be pokey, right? They can just be reminders when let's just say, to let ourselves and others know when they're a little bit closer than what is appropriate for any given moment. We don't have to establish a solid wall around us when we are centered in clear communication, creating honest boundaries, and guess what? We don't actually need protection in most cases at that time. So just take a breath in. Dropping down. Feeling into what is serving you at this moment. Miasushu ni alaya ni atuyanat esiat osha meki alayanat iki tiasoni am. And just being present with your own deeper presence. And feeling how different you can communicate from this space. How love naturally is present. And this creates an innate safety within you. Mashkaniati ala mahameki, miatushuni alamiti aki, 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 aki. So just drop down, rest in your own inner core. I send you love, blessings, and peace. Until next time.